Did you know that the results you're getting from your membership business is directly correlated to the strategies and systems you have in place? That's why you're getting what your program is built for. In this episode of the More Members Now podcast, Scott Whitaker is being interviewed by the Sharkpreneur podcast, and he's going to give us some strategies and systems that we can use to help get more members and to make more money in our membership businesses.
Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Seth, I appreciate the invitation. It is great to be with you. Great to be with your audience.
All right. Happy to have you. Let's go back in time a little bit. Where did you grow up?
So, I was actually born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, and on the coast, and grew up and then spent most of my life, though, in the Atlanta area where I met my wife, and we lived there for about 20 years. Now I'm in South Florida in Boca Raton, Florida.
Awesome. Send some good weather our way, please.
Yeah, that's right, man. It's, being the time of the year that it is, man, it's always sunny and warm down here. So you started out working in the church industry even before you started working with Nelson. How did you decide how does one say, I'm in the church, I'm working in church, let's start a membership program? Yeah. So, churches operate off a membership program, essentially. When you're a part of a church, you end up taking a step toward membership and being a part of that church, joining your membership and making a commitment to serve and give and be a part of that community. And so for me, it's what we call like a call. I experienced a call in my life to go and do that. And so I served in the local church, and then that's when I met Nelson Searcy. And for those of you who may not be familiar with Nelson, Nelson is a pastor. He leads a very well-known organization called Church Leader Insights, which is a coaching ministry for pastors, and he provides resources and so forth. Well, I met him as part of that. And at that time, it was a very small organization, and Nelson and I became friends, got involved. And from there, we blew it up and exploded and multiplied the number of pastors we were serving through the coaching, and built that membership program in many respects in the same way that we built church membership.
That is awesome. Now you talk about joining a church being a membership. Now, how does that, are you dividing that people who just pass the collection plate every Sunday versus people who have signed a contract?
Yeah, it really depends on the church. Different churches do it different ways. I wouldn't say it's a contract. A lot of churches, there's a membership class. So you go to, it can be however long. Some churches, it's, an hour. Sometimes for some churches, it's, 9 different classes to be a part of the membership there. So every church does it differently. But they've got a membership process in place, which is the key. And so, there are people who come in using our business terms. There are people who come into the funnel, they attend, they're a guest at the church, and then instead of creating them as a customer within the church, that's when they join the membership of the church and they become a member of the church, rather as opposed to like in our business world, we would say, they're a customer.
Absolutely. So what are some of the ways that you increase retention, increase ascension? Is there ascension in churches? How does that all work?
Yeah. So, just moving a little bit away from the church world, there's parallels here, and I want to really draw this in for, those who are listening here in the sense of business terms. It's the funnel. So most businesses focus in on, getting that crowd, creating the prospects, and getting as many prospects as possible. And then out of that, trying to get them to become customers. And then, you and I know that's really where the business starts is, okay, you've got a customer. Now, what can you do to, get a customer to become a recurring customer? Well, I would say at that point, they become you want to get them to continuity. So every business that offers a product or a resource or a service that can be offered as a recurring buying option for their customer can create some sort of continuity program, rewards program, membership program for them. So you've got your crowd, you turn them into customers, then you try to move them toward continuity, moving down the funnel. Then even after the continuity,
in your continuity program, your membership program, your rewards program, whatever it is, there are always those who are super committed. So they're your, I'm going to, raving fan. I'm going to buy everything you've got. I'm going to move, you tell me what to do. I'm going to go do it because I'm getting whatever satisfaction, joy, rewards, benefit that your business creates for them. So then they become committed. And then at the very bottom of the funnel is your core. These are the people who, your business is built off of them. They're giving you the most amount of money. You're giving them the most amount of your resources, your time, your energy, in the sense of what you provide as a service. And they are at your core. Now, what I have found is that in most membership programs, that's the funnel. But there's, at the bottom of that funnel, and every funnel we know, there is that bottom hole where everybody escapes. And they go through the bottom of the funnel, and then all of a sudden we wonder where they were. They used to be in my core. They used to be highly committed. Now all of a sudden they've dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know what's going on. And that's because most businesses lack what I would say is the invert funnel. So if you took two funnels and put them together at the bottom part of the funnel, put those two bottom parts together, you would have a double funnel. And then on the back end of that, there has to be what I call this descension process within your business, so that somebody who is in your core, they finally say, you know what, I feel like I've got everything that I need from you. I've got all that I can get from what you're offering me. There has to be some way or another to move them back down to be committed, and then keep them in the continuity. And then if you can't do anything else, just keep them as a customer on an ongoing basis on some level or what, depending upon your business or your program. So there's got to be that descension process. And that's where a lot of membership programs, rewards programs, they miss out on. It's like, well, we feel like we got as much money out of them as possible. Bad way to think about it. But, I got as much as I'm going to get out of them. They got as much out of me as they're going to get. And we just let them go. And it's a bad model.
That is absolutely incredible. I don't know if everybody with us listening or watching realizes that, but we spend so much of our time on getting them to have a funnel in the first place, and then building an ascension model on top of that, that honestly, we've never had a descension funnel. I had never heard the term before, never even thought about it before, but it makes total and complete sense. And I'm blinding flash of the obvious.
So Seth, let me tell you, if you actually type the word descension in Microsoft Word or, whatever program you use, you're going to get that little red squiggly line that says it's a misspelled word, because I don't know. You've got ascension, but there's absolutely no word that says descension. And so if I made it up, I made it up. I don't know. I don't care about getting the credit, but you've got to have, in my opinion. Yeah, you've got to have that descension process in your business. And especially if you're doing membership program, we can create the ascension. That's easy, but there's got to be the descension on the back end.
I think that is a brilliant, brilliant idea. Other than not having a funnel in the first place and not having a ascension or descension model, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see entrepreneurs making when it comes to building out, membership programs?
Yeah. So, for entrepreneurs, those who are creating or building membership programs, really the number one factor or mistake that I see them make is it's all about getting new members. So there's this mindset of, I need to get 25, 100, 3,000, 10,000, how many ever members you're going to get. And it makes you feel good just to say it. If you're in your business, it makes you feel good to know you've got a herd, you've got a crowd that big that is in your membership program. But it doesn't do you any good if you have 25, 100, 1,000, 3,000 members in your program and they only stay for 1 month. Where most membership programs, business owners, entrepreneurs fail is they forget the long term. And so they get in, and on average, the average member stays with the program about 3 months. So after that third month hits, they drop out. They're immediately looking at, I've got to get more new members. And it's this constant, I've got to get more new members. It's the churn is the word for it. And instead of focusing in on how can I get my members who are dropping out at month 3, what process can I put in place, retention system, can I put in place before month 3 so that when month 3 happens, they skip over it and they stay with me 2 to 3 more months. If you have a membership program, and just using round numbers, if you have a membership program and you have 100 people in there and 10 people are dropping out at month 3 and you're trying to focus in on getting them to stay, getting new people to come in, it is going to be a greater investment of your time, a greater return, more income, more revenue for you if you focus in on getting them to stay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months longer, because then everybody follows that system and you've broken through the barrier of 3 months and now you've pushed it to maybe 6 months. And then you put another retention system. Alongside that, what most business owners, entrepreneurs do that is a mistake is they wait until that churn happens and then they try to put a system in place. So being that month 3 is the average drop-off point, they say, well, at month 3, I need to do something. And that's the wrong thinking. Month 3 is too late. I mean, if I'm coming and I'm going to, put you in a chokehold and I put my hands around your neck to start choking you, the thing to do is before my hands even get around your neck, break away from the choke. Most are, I'm going to try to do something and they're already feeling the chokehold around their neck. And so at month 3, when they really should be putting it in place at month 2 or even at the very beginning in month 1.
That is brilliant. Again, what do you wish you knew when you started that you know now?
All of this.
Like other than that,
yeah.
Right. I'll phrase it a different way.
Yeah.
I find that we learn more from avoiding others' mistakes than we do trying to copy some of their successes. What's the biggest business adversity you've had to overcome and what'd you learn from it?
Yeah, I mean, it is this, that when Nelson and I started, and it was a specific program called the Renegade Pastors Network.
Great title, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It was a really good title. It's something that, I is fully credited to him. I sat down with him in a hotel lobby in Southern California, and we were just trying to offer sell after sell after sell and trying to get people to buy resources from us as much as possible. And I mean, we were devaluing our resources. We were hurting our customers, and we were doing a disservice to them by not offering the membership program. And finally, I just said to Nelson, we've got to do this. And within a month, we launched it and immediately had over 250 within the first month as a founding member. Looking back on that, he and I would both agree we started too late. And in your business, those of you who are entrepreneurs, business owners out there, and you're thinking about taking that step toward a membership program, you're going to come up with all sorts of reasons as to why it can't be done. How are you going to fulfill it? Do you have the staff for it? Are you going to be able to meet the demands? And we all know that there is nothing more motivating, more invigorating than just having a deadline and saying, this is the day I'm sending the promotion out. The sales page is going to be built. We're going to get people into the membership program. And what you're going to find out is more than likely, those people are going to be your core anyways. They've been waiting for you to build this membership program. They've been waiting.
The writer downer. They've been waiting for you. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, they've been waiting for you. And so they're going to be forgiving of you and not having everything together quite yet. We didn't know what we were going to do for our first newsletter. We didn't know what deliverables we were going to have. We just knew there was going to be a coaching call element with Nelson, and we were going to send them something, their first month. And we actually got people in the program paying full price the very first month We delivered the coaching, but we actually didn't mail them anything until their month 2. So we had everything.
Wow.
We had a month to be able to say, okay, this is what we're going to mail them.
They bought it. Now we better create it and figure it out.
Yeah. Now create it, figure it out. So if you're trying to get everything perfect on the front end,
yep,
it's never going to happen. You're never going to have it perfect. There's always going to be some element that you can tweak and have that constant and never ending improvement, going on within your membership program. Just get it started. If you need help, I'll be glad to help. That's my role.
As well you should. You've come so far. What do you attribute your success to?
Well, I will say I attribute a lot of it to my friendship with Nelson. Nelson is very well known in our world by those who follow Dan Kennedy. He and I together built the program that existed there for pastors. So it was a lot of iron sharpening iron, me making him better, him making me better. So I've got to give a shout out to Nelson and what we did there together. Part of it is just being a strategic person. I'm very strategic minded in the sense of when I see a problem, what are the ways to overcome that problem, and then challenge those ways to overcome it to even make it better. So I would attribute my own, strategy mindedness as being a part of that as well.
Awesome. What are some of your secrets for being so productive? How do you get so much done in a day?
Yeah, as you know this, you have got to take control of your time. Being a coach and consultant myself, my time is my deliverable for those that I work with. So being extremely an extreme protector of your time, being a good communicator. And I don't mean standing before people and all of that, but, in our digital world of email and tweeting and everything else, which I'm on Twitter, but I don't tweet at all. You've got to look at your communication and say, am I clear? Does this person have everything they need in order to make a decision from me and so forth? So looking back over just how you communicate with others and how you want people to communicate with you. So when I bring people within my program and consulting, I have to set some foundation of how I want them to communicate with me. We're not going to have 10 conversations in one email. We're going to have, one conversation per email. And I have to constantly move my clients over to okay, you mentioned this in a previous email. We're going to have a separate conversation, separate email chain on that. So communication is a factor. Your calendar is a factor. And being a protector of both of those.
You've been listening to the More Members Now podcast with Scott Whitaker. To find out more about Scott or learn how you can grow your membership business, visit membershipmultipliers.com. Or you can also get a free copy of Scott's brand new book, Accelerate, How to Get Your Next 10, 100, 500, or 1,000 members. Just go to acceleratemymembership.com.